in addition to it having B12 and iodine, what's the attraction factor for you or Dawn with barley grass juice powder? Like, why barley grass juice powder if someone's deficient?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's that's a pretty common question. I think of it a lot something like a multivitamin. You don't necessarily take it for a specific thing. It's basically like if I'm deficient in this or that or another nutrient, that's probably not the only thing I'm deficient in. You know what I mean? It's like we tend to think more singularly. Oh, well, I'm deficient in vitamin D, so I'll just take some vitamin D. Or I'm deficient in whatever it is, I'll just take more of that one thing. But it's really having sort of a mindset of there's really not accurate tests to know all of what we're deficient in. If we look at like even the progression of what we consider essential nutrients, I mean that's changed over time to where things that we didn't recognize as essential, we had to get it from our diet. Now we recognize that we do. So it's basically just taking a broader look at it, a broader mindset, and saying what is something that can give me concentrated plant-based nutrients that can fill the gap of who knows what I'm missing in my diet. And that's basically the concept. I know maybe that's hard for people to kind of wrap their brain around because we want specific answers, we want specific amounts, and
Hmm.
we're so into the details now, which is good in some ways, but in other ways, it kind of limits our vision of it because, like I said, we're not able to accurately test and know exactly all of what we might be low in. It's definitely a lot more of an art than a science in terms of figuring out what we need more of.
Right. And I know you and Dawn, I think both, I'm not sure what Dawn's involvement with this was, but Dawn was telling me kind of behind the scenes how like you took Daily Green Boost to the lab to get it tested, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, it gets tested during the bottling process. And then also each batch I test for nutrients myself.
And what is it tested for exactly?
It depends. I don't test all of the same things all the time. It's tested for gluten all the time. Each batch is tested for gluten to make sure it's within the gluten-free standards. I usually test minerals to see what those are looking like. I test regularly, not necessarily every batch, for what do you call them? The pesticides and herbicides. And people say, oh, well, it's certified organic. Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's tested for pesticides and herbicides. And you can have instances where something is actually certified organic, and maybe the chemical wasn't sprayed on that farm, but maybe it was sprayed on the farm next door, and you have
Right.
cross contamination sort of thing. You only find that if you test. So I've tested some different vitamins. It just depends. I don't have like one thing that I test, just one group of nutrients that I test. If I have a curiosity about something like, I wonder if that's in it, then I'll test that. Or more specifically, I test for the minerals. Um, and then that includes like heavy metals and stuff like that to make sure
Okay.
that's in a good place.